Hi, everybody. It's Lynn. You see my little dog Cody right there joining us here on Awakening Giants event. And I so wish I was there live and in person, but I had to do this in video because I'm off to Tulum, yet another adventure to reset and to continue recalibrating as Awakening Giants gives you as an opportunity when you have the gift to go as one of the leaders, getting to be taken to your own edge and going through your own breakthrough and transformation and collaborating with such amazing people as you've already been experiencing as you've been on here and as we've had the incredible honor and joy of experiencing when we've been on the trips. So, Sprite asked me to share about unleashing into my own freedom, and that is absolutely what it has felt like with Awakening Giants, with these experiences, with whether that was internal or external. And I had both on this particular moment, of which is in one of the episodes from New Zealand. So, how perfect. And actually, it's also perfect as a metaphor for the song that is the theme song for Awakening Giants, which is Let Go, Taking the Chance to Live. That is the song that I wrote with the Corn Brothers and wrote and sang. And in fact, in the process of writing and singing it, I had all my stuff come up and I was like living it. I was like shut down, trying to break through my own walls so I could unleash who I was to do what I'm here to do. And so, as a metaphor, and one of the experiences which you'll see in the episode of New Zealand, maybe it's already played just now, and that was when we were taken up to the top of the SkyTower building. Well, there's four of us that got selected through this process. I won't give anything else away. And I was one of those folks. And at the top of the SkyTower building, which is the tallest building in New Zealand, it's one of the tallest buildings, I think, around the world, 300 feet tall, literally a sky tower. And they have at the top of it what they call the sky jump. And you literally jump off the building. It is like towering above all the skyscrapers. And when you get to the top, you look around and the tallest buildings in the area look like they're small ants. That's how tall, that's how above the world it is and how it feels. So anyway, I knew that in doing this jump, because I had done jumping on the ropes in San Diego location with New Zealand, I mean jumping on the ropes, jumping for the trapeze, which was at the top of a pole, which was ridiculously terrifying, and also had bungee jumped in the past and knew what that feeling was like, where I just felt like frozen, but then somehow made myself jump. Well, now this was like, let's just take it to a whole other level, y'all. And so I just knew, okay, I did not know this was going to happen. And I'm going to use this as my opportunity to transmute my fear, to turn the fear into excitement, into unleashing, into joy. And I'll never forget. So they suited us all up, and now we're going up in the elevator. And as you go higher and higher, you start seeing, oh my God, those, skyscrapers are now small buildings, and we're going higher and higher, and everything is getting small, and you're getting taller. You're going, I'm gonna jump over that. What? Have you ever been in a scary situation like that where it gets more and more real and terrifying what you're looking at, right? So, but I also knew that I wanted to do it to where I could let myself feel the freedom of flying, the freedom that happens when we're willing to work through all that fear and uncomfortability and the unknown, literally leaping into the unknown, and 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 embrace that, because part of that fear is the unknown, is that we don't have context for it yet. We don't know how to control it. We're giving and surrendering up our control. And and there's that fear about how that feels too. That's part of what goes on. And many metaphors that can apply in life and our entrepreneurial pursuits, in relationships, in what's going to happen in our future, everything, right? So I wanted to have this be a metaphor for when I face that unknown and leaping into it. And even with whatever fears or doubts or worries or anxiety, that I can, instead of getting focused on that and having that be my experience, that I feel the unleashing of the joy of just being in the moment and experiencing what's there. Easy to say when you're not right in the midst of the utter fear swirling around you. So, so anyway, the point is we're going higher and higher, and I'm now sick to my stomach. I'm not the only one, by the way, as well. And we get higher. Now we're way up on that little edge and ledge. And I'm freaking out going, how the heck do people even begin to step out on that ledge? Right? And I see a couple of our giants take their leap, and I'm going, oh boy, I hope I'm last, and I hope I kind of don't have to go. And now it's my turn. And I'm trying to be playful, but inside I am just terrified. But I'm still having this balance of I've got the utter terror. I know it's all around me. It's consuming me. I can feel it wanting to shut me down, of which I've had in the past. I went through a period of time in my 20s where I got so shut down by fear and old trauma being poked up and all that stuff that I lost all ability to sing. I lost all my confidence. I mean, I had to leave the entertainment industry for 2 years. So I know that feeling of being locked away, locked inside, where you know there's so much more to come out, but it's just locked behind all the fear and the negative voices and the judgments and everything else. So I am now in the midst of the metaphor in action, and now walking out on the ledge. I'm freaking out and just tiptoeing to the very edge. And I'm telling you, they take you now on a little plank to where you're looking out over the edge, and they want you to hold on and lean over with the only thing now the only thing between you and now flying is your hands holding on to the bars, right? So I'm now holding onto those bars, leaning over. My body does not want to do that at all, but I'm leaning over and looking around going, oh. So I'm also just going, okay, I've got to somehow do this. I have no idea how to do this. Every fiber of my being is panicking, wanting to cry, wanting to run away, wanting to make it stop. How the hell am I going to let go and take that leap? And have you ever been there, right? A big project that you want to take on, and maybe you've gone up so far and now it's that next step and you just feel stopped. You just feel shut down by whatever it is, the doubts, the fears, the insecurities, the negative voices, the judgments. There's endless examples. I'm sure you have something in your life where you felt that. And so that's what I was feeling like. And then she counts down and I can't let go. All I'm supposed to do is now just let go, and gravity will do the rest. And I'm held by a tether. I am supported. But, you know, and people have done this a million times. We already know it works. You just let go. It's going to work and going to be taken care of. Okay, we logically know that, but the body does not. The body is over there going, oh, hell no, right? So I'm leaning over and she counts down, can't let go. And now we have to count down again. I'm like, here we go again, because this happened to me when I went bungee jumping. I couldn't make my body jump. I was like, oh, I have to somehow let go. So she starts counting down, and I literally just say, I'm going to trick my body and just somehow I won't have to will anything else. I'll just will the fingers to somehow let go and trust the rest will happen. And so I kind of like did it before my body could stop myself. And next thing you know, whoosh! And so there was a half a second of utter screaming and terror. And then it immediately transmuted into, oh my gosh, flying, freedom. Only 11 seconds in the air when you break it down, although it feels like time stops. You feel like you're soaring. You feel like a bird. And I sang this song that we're going to sing. I sang, Let Go, Taking the Chance to Live, while falling down. I don't even know if they show that part of it while doing it. By the way, I'm looking it up on, I forgot to have it ready to go to play for you. Speaking of let go, but it'll take 1 second and I'll find it. There we go. I'm in this joy and freedom and singing this song and feeling every ounce of what the words are saying. which is we gotta let go. I'm ready to live my life, leaping into the unknown. You know, you'll see the words now as we go to sing the song, taking the chance to live. Because we can take the chance to hide, to be locked away, and to stay safe, and to never really know our full potential. And it can be scary sometimes taking that risk. Maybe you're thinking about being a giant yourself and having your own adventure. And you're like, how am I going to figure this out? How am I going to figure out my schedule? How am I going to figure out how I'm going to pay for it? How am I going to, whatever that is, but that's calling to you and you've got to take that or whatever opportunity that comes your way. And like, how am I going to make this work? But you want to do it. And you got to take the chance and the risk in order to have the experience. And yeah, you might be terrified while you go through parts of that, but the freedom that's on the other side and that freedom of flying will always stay with me. That 11 seconds gets to stay with me the rest of my life. Just like being a giant in this series and every breakthrough and transformation and wonderful relationship and experience gets to be with me the rest of my life. Same with you with your experiences, right? So as I'm in this flying feeling, I'm also feeling the power of this song that so came from my soul and my own experience of when I was just shut down as a person. I had no voice. I couldn't express myself. I was hiding away. I had those negative voices telling me how wrong I was, how bad I was, how unworthy I was and insecure. I mean, it was constant how I was just so held back. And so I then chose to sing that song, get to understand the feeling and experience of the song. To also take a little sidebar here and share that I don't know if Sprite has mentioned this or not, but I'm CEO of WowMaker, and we are the positive social all-in-one hub for bettering your world. And it's a combination of positive social media meets an all-in-one hub of resources and content for bettering your lives and bettering the world and how you collaborate. And we house memberships and trainings and courses and events and have all sorts of incredible resources for free so we can get them into the hands of the masses. And it combines creator economy where everyone can have a piece of the action through their engagement. So it's truly synergistic. So it's this huge platform that I'm launching with partners. And we have literally hundreds of millions that it's going out to. And I have stuck through the fire. It's taken so much longer than I would have ever thought. It's taken every fiber of my being. And it's taken me to be how that has felt on that ledge in letting go and flying and going for it, because every fiber of my being had wanted to like, oh, but what if this doesn't work? What about this? And wanted to hold back. And I had to work through my own stuff, in fact, in order to have that freedom of now what's here. And WowMaker is where the episodes live, is where the memberships are, and you'll get to experience some of that. And you guys are getting behind the scenes in pre-beta right now. I should say we're about entering beta phase, and in the summer we're launching, actually with Space Jump for Good. Speaking of leaping into the unknown, a friend who is leaping from space to leap beyond your limits. So how perfect is all of this, right? So I just have to say that because also this song is connected to that feeling and experience of even creating the platform that you'll be experiencing. I'm sure Sprite has had some of this experience in creating Awakening Giants, right? So for you, what is your project, your dharma, your vision, or maybe it's wanting to be a part of Awakening Giants? And you need to find a way. You have to go beyond your edge. You have to take that leap. You have to take that step out. And it's terrifying because you've never done it before, or you don't know what to expect, or it might be the wrong way. And then you figure that out. Now you adjust and go the right way. And then you've got to adjust that. That's part of life. But we have to be willing to take the leap. We have to be willing to take the chance to live. So here is the song, Taking the Chance to Live.
I lived inside a shell locked myself away. I hid from all the life waiting there for me. I couldn't face the pain. Every day went on the same. Now I have to take a chance, trust in what could be. I wanna break wide open. Ooh, my heart is breaking open. Ooh, let go. I'm ready to live my life deep and into the unknown. You'll never know till you try. Ready, we're going for gold. And no, reach where you dare to go. Taking the chance to live on the other side of pain. The story is the same, but now we can change the past, play a different game. It frees you from the chains when all of you's embraced. Now all that will remain is who you're meant to be. Let your heart break open. Ooh, your heart is breaking open. Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, let go. I'm ready to live my life deep and into the unknown. You'll never know till you try. Ready, we're going for gold. And no, reach where you dare to go. Taking the chance to live. The greatest are among the greatest are the ones who risk it all. Remember, through your face and then you're all embraced. And you can be the champion. Live it all. The greatest are among the greatest are the ones who risk it all. You gotta risk it all. Let go. I'm ready to live my life. Live my life to the unknown. You'll never know till you try. Gotta try. Ready, we're going for gold. And no, reach where you dare to go. Taking the chance to live.
Taking the chance to live. Take the chance to live. It's been such a joy sharing this with you.